Welcome to the Sygnum Live Crypto Market Update. My name is Martin Burgherr and I'm the Chief Clients Officer of Sygnum Bank. Please note that nothing discussed in this call is financial advice. Today we have a number of exciting topics. First of all, the Wallstreet seems to turn more bullish towards Bitcoin. Then we take a look at inflation data, which looks actually quite promising. And we'll also share some insights from the trading desk flows at Sygnum Bank. And because this was actually one of the most important topics in the last week, we will also have a quick look at the Ripple case, because last week actually there was news related to the Ripple case. It was long awaited, and last week some documents actually released by the respective court indicated that Ripple is in itself not a security. Some direct sales that Ripple did to institutional customers, they are considered security, but the majority of the use cases, the trading, for example, on exchanges, the token itself, the sale of Ripple tokens to executives and the likes are all not securities. The market reacted actually overall quite bullish to that. So overall, the market increased by around 5 to 10%, depending on the token, following this release, because it's now the first time that actually a court decides whether a token is a security or not. And it's not simply allegations by the SEC that a token might constitute security. And this, of course, provides quite a lot of legal certainty now. There was a long period of uncertainty, and the SEC considered almost any token to be a security. And now we see the court, apparently they see it differently. And this is why the market reacted very positively. Of course, most positively, the market reacted on XRP. So XRP was up around 80% within a matter of 2-3 hours following this court decision. Now, back to the standard items, which we also announced in advance of this live market update. First of all, the Wallstreet turns bullish on Bitcoin. Larry Fink actually said that he considers Bitcoin to be the digital gold. The market also reacted very positive to that. And it's interesting to see how Larry Fink, who is, of course, one of the most prominent bodies in the financial sector, actually changed his opinion quite dramatically over the last 2-3 years. I think about 3 years ago, he considered cryptocurrencies, and of course, cryptocurrencies also includes Bitcoin, to be a fraud, something which is used for money laundering. And I think now, with all that has happened, also on the macroeconomic side, with inflation, with the central bank struggling to get inflation under control, he seems to become actually a Bitcoin maxi, I would say, or at least he becomes a believer of Bitcoin, and that's something which is very positive. I think in general, we see that this institutionalization of the cryptocurrencies and all the players around the cryptocurrencies, this is now really picking up speed. I think all the major banks in the US, they have it somewhere on the radar. Now BlackRock, they also announced this ETF actually already approximately a month ago. So the Wallstreet turns much more positive towards Bitcoin, and that's also actually my personal hypothesis, that we will see that more and more flows are moving from the exchanges which were or are largely unregulated to the Wallstreet or other regulated players. And I think that's this narrative is right now unfolding. On the other hand, we also had interesting data on the inflation side. I think in 2022, we discussed multiple times that the markets were bearish also because of the increase in inflation. And now we saw very promising data from the US. So US inflation is down to 3%. Let's keep in mind that the peak inflation was around 10%. So it looks like that this inflation slowly but surely gets under control, which is in general positive for risk assets, because of course with a lower inflation in general probably indicates that the interest rates are rather decreasing than increasing, or at least decreasing in the midterm, and this should actually then fuel again all risk assets, and cryptocurrencies are of course also a risk asset, hence they should possibly benefit from a decrease of inflation and then also a decrease of the interest rates across the globe. Now, how fast this will happen, I think there we see that the opinions across economies, they are very different. But I think it could actually be that we see a decrease of inflation rates in the next 3 to 6 months, of interest rates in the next 3 to 6 months. And this could then actually also coincide with the Bitcoin halving narrative unfolding, which I think can in combination be a very, very bullish signal for Bitcoin, and typically Bitcoin then takes the lead for the overall crypto market. Hence, I think this is something to watch out, and also something to probably play a bit when it comes to your trading positions. Then I also would like to share some insights about trading desk flow. So we as a bank, we always monitor how many sell trades we have, how many buy trades we have. Also, we look at the options trading volume on puts and calls and the likes. And it's actually interesting that we observe a change in the customer behavior over the last 3-4 months. Whereas we had a bearish sentiment in 2022, where the sell side was clearly in the majority, we see now that many of our clients, they actually start building positions again, or they started building positions over the last 3 to 4 months. So we have significantly more buy volume than sell volume. And that's actually for us, it's really a significant change in the customer behavior compared to the last, let's say, 18 months, where we typically observed more sell volume than buy volume. So it looks like that our predominantly institutional client base is turning more positive on the market, and let's see whether they are right. But I think that's an interesting data point which we would like to share with our audience. With this, let me summarize again the talking points. I think to watch out is really Wall Street. I think the Wall Street will drive the narrative. We see that whenever one of the big Wall Street guys makes a comment about crypto, the markets react, and they typically react very positive if there are signs of institutional adoption through the Wall Street. Then on the inflation side, we see that inflation is coming down. Lower inflation should actually lead to lower interest rates, which should fuel risk assets. And we see that in this kind of environment, more and more institutional players, they buy positions, they build positions in anticipation of a next bull run, which is an interesting insight from our trading desk flow. With this, we already reached the end of this crypto market update. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you like this update and if you are interested in our views, please follow us on social media. Thank you very much and have a great day.